Good evening, everyone. Welcome to oNiD Racing, and you're joining us for the first round of Split 1 of the GT3 World Tour, sponsored by Go for the Gap. We are here in sunny Barcelona in the Catalonia region of Spain. My name is Cami Sturch, and I'm joined here with my co-commentator, Dave Shaletsky.
Hello. How are we doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you today, Dave?
Not too bad, not too bad. Bit warm and muggy down here, so...
It is a bit muggy, but it's only, in the virtual world in Barcelona, it's only 19 degrees, so that feels quite cool, and I could go for some cooler weather from what we've had at the moment. The sun's hanging low as the cars head out onto the track for qualifying. We're just following Derek Stack and the Porsche 911 as they're making their way round the long right-hander of turn 3. Dave, are you much of a fan? Because I'm not. I have to, a bit of a cardinal sin. I'm not much of a fan of the Barcelona circuit. What about yourself? No, I've always found it a bit
I
artificial
really like it.
and manufactured.
Yeah.
It's not. No, by no means the worst. I think also I just really don't like when they added that last tight chicane
Chicane at the end.
End. If it had any flow, it was it was gone once they added that.
It's ruined, yeah, once you get there.
It's by no means bad like a Herman Tilke circuit, but I think sort of turns 4 and 12 and 5, they're just all a bit samey. They're just, I've just got to go around this 180-degree long, slow curve. Like Druid's at hairpin. Yeah, like Druid's at Brands Hatch, but you're doing it 3 times. Whereas something, I suppose, like Spa, you've got uphills, downhills, you've got the sharp hairpin of La Source, you've got the Eau Rouge where you can just fling it through and just hope the downforce holds on. It's quite varied. But I understand Barcelona's got a bit of everything, and that's primarily why the Formula One teams come to test here.
Yeah, I think that's why I quite like it. I think it's got a bit of everything. I think it's got a good flow to it. Like you said, the chicane kind of kills the flow at the end, but yeah, it's very easy to go wide out that last corner as well.
I think to make up a place, I think you're relying on somebody making a mistake, because it's hard to get 2 cars side by side through that chicane.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Not have one person sort of complaining after you've come out of the complex.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, I was fortunate in the Rookies League. I didn't have to race around Barcelona. So, and I think the last time I did, I actually took it as my drop round. So I'm a bit of a coward.
There you go.
We're just following with Seddon Gibson, who was one of my adversaries in the Rookies League, actually. We had some close racing in the final couple rounds, because it's been a while since I've sim raced. He is in the silver category. I believe we have pros and silvers here in Split 1. He's in the BMW, and I think he's going to be one of the first cars.
It's going to be
the
first car. That's the one.
Jinx. You can't speak now until I say your name.
Oh.
Watch me get your last name wrong 5 times and be unable to jinx you now.
Yeah, Gibson has some good pace. I think, especially when we saw him racing the Rookies, so it'd be good to see him compete in the silver class here.
Yeah, he was a rather consistent driver as well. He rarely made mistakes. I think the only time I remember it, he pulled over.
Pulled over. Okay.
Yeah, I suppose he's unhappy with the setup. It could be that the setup sort of defaulted between practice and qualifying, and he's gone out not realizing he's running the wrong setup. There could be a slight temperature change, so he might have just realized his tires are not going to be at the correct PSI. Because we have 2 splits on track, best of my knowledge, I'm sure the first 15 minutes the silvers are out, and then the second 15 minutes the pros go out. We keep them.
That's correct.
Keep them separated.
Yep.
I've been so used to 3 splits in a circuit in the other series I've been commentating on, so everyone only had 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's
and
it,
yeah, it really does push you for time, because 3 minutes in and nobody's got a lap in, that's when you're just coming across the line to set a time. So you maybe get 4 attempts. And there's Richard Wolff I've just seen. He was another star of the Rookie series.
He was.
Very often saw him in my rear mirrors, and occasionally I just I didn't fight him too hard. He's a very fast driver, but one thing he'll be looking to improve upon in the GT3 World Series is his consistency. He was a bit prone to mistakes. Nothing horrific, but he did pick up a couple penalties from forgetting. One race at Silverstone, we had to make 2 mandatory stops, and it all went a bit wrong for him. I think he forgot to take tyres.
Yes.
Because I pitted in, he pitted in after me, and then he shot off 15 seconds ahead of me.
Yes, that rings a
I
bell,
was
yeah.
scratching my head for a while, working how I'd had such a slow stop, but no. And
he had a really good following as well. Everyone jumping into Twitch to cheer him on, and he did do really well. It'd be nice to see.
Yeah,
him
he
sort of
did. He's very friendly guy, and when him and I were sharing the same bit of tarmac, I quickly found that I could trust him. He was one of those drivers who absolutely give you room, and if he puts his nose in and it's not going to work, he will back out and he will try again on another lap. He is patient, and I think the small mistakes he makes will just be as he gets used to Assetto Corsa Competizioni. See, I got the accent. Everything.
Just jumping on with Anderson, who's currently 0.8 up on his lap. It's going to bump him up a bit. There he goes, up to 8th.
So that was a good lap there. Yeah, the track is optimum. It started optimum, so it can't get any better. The track is the best it's going to be. 19 degrees as well. That's pretty favourable, isn't it? Rather than having, because once it's in the, especially in the high 30s, it becomes a bit of a slide fest.
Yeah, so the colder temperatures are generally the better ones. I think the ideal temperature is about 18, 19 degrees, I think. So should be really good for these drivers to really push, get these fast laps out.
Here's Tuck Gibson working his way through turn 7 and 8, that nice left-right chicane. I realised I did a few laps earlier in the V12 Aston. I'm not used to that car at all, not used to the circuit at all, but I noticed corners that barely feel like they're there in a Formula car. You absolutely have to come to a near stop in with GT cars.
Oh, yes.
7 and 8, you can really fling it round in Formula Pro or Formula 1, but not the case in these GT cars.
No, definitely not.
So we're just following Tuck Gibson. At the moment, not a time on the board, so he'll be looking to get his first time. He stopped earlier. He must have made some changes to his tyres.
Currently looking pretty quick.
Run a little bit wide there, but I'm sure he's not invalidated his lap. No, he goes 4th fastest. 0.6 off of Hearn's time in the Porsche. The BMWs, they have been a hot favourite recently in the last few weeks with ACC. Have they had a pop change since, though? They were, yeah.
Yeah, I think, was it a pop change? I'm not sure if the BMW did get affected by it.
I wasn't sure if it got nerfed a little bit because suddenly everybody was in the BMW and it was quite competitive. I know the Aston V8 got a bit of a pop update.
Buff, yeah.
It did, I noticed that, and I was very grateful for that.
Yeah. This is Sherlock. He's currently 1 second up, so improves on his time overall, goes 1 higher.
Hop just pips Petty Jelinek for 15th place. So there's lots of familiar names and a few new names as well out there. I've seen Hearn around. Brouwers in 2nd place, I'm less familiar with. Shoveler as well. Livery, perfectly familiar to me. The Pulse SimSport racing team. Yeah, it's great to see we're attracting new drivers.
Yeah, we'll see many of those Pulse liveries on the track tonight, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be like being in London and more than 6 feet from a Man United supporter. Because they like rats. Richard Wolff is in 3rd place.
Just slightly improved there. About 1/10 faster. Not enough to get 2nd. Currently 5/10 off. He seems to be pulling over. Maybe he's going to get some fresh tyres back on and get back out.
He will be one of those drivers jostling it with some of the silvers. Sorry, with some of the pros. Ben Brown now in the Go for the Gap racing team. He goes 7th fastest in the V12 Aston, which is really impressive because it's is it one of those cars that's been neglected a little by ACC, like the Jaguar?
I think so. Yeah, it definitely falls into the same category as Jag. It's
A
one of
meme
the
car.
original cars that is difficult to drive at the best of times. So I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge for Ben. But I was talking to him over the weekend, and he seems to quite like it compared to the V8. He said he was going faster in the V12 than the V8. So which is quite interesting.
Yeah, because the V8 obviously got the BOP update, and it's what I use, and it's kind of because I use it, it's generally been the go for the gap default car. I know Dan Hyde prefers Bentleys and BMWs, and I expected Ben Brown to take the BMW, so it's quite a surprise to see him go for a V12 Aston, and he didn't bother us for the livery at all. He is a livery designer himself, so he just took our livery and adapted it for the V12. So
Yeah.
made my life a bit easier.
Looks nice.
Is he up
Sounds
on his
good.
time at the moment?
He is about the same. He was going faster early on in the lap, but yeah, he seems to have lost that.
So I remember him saying it's sort of not such a great car on a light fuel load for hot laps, but may come into its own for consistency on race pace.
Oh, he's gained 2/10 through those last couple of corners.
Ooh.
Could see him take 7th. Oh, I mean, yeah. No, he's lost it there.
Ah, that's a shame.
That's unfortunate. Anderson, who is chasing Ben's time's currently nearly 3/10 up. That was 4/10. This could be a good lap for him. He could take Ben's position here. Oh no, he's lost he seems to have lost most of that through that last corner, unfortunately.
It's so tricky. You get used to all of the kind of smooth curves of Barcelona, and then you're thrown this tight little chicane where you've got to bring the car almost to a dead stop and avoid all of the sausage curbs.
That's it.
Which did you notice? At the Hungarian Formula One Grand Prix, I don't know how many, but at least one sausage curb had been removed.
Oh really?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was. Can't think of the corner number, but they did say where it had been removed, they were trying to make sure drivers didn't take advantage.
Yeah.
And keep running wide. I'm just getting the circuit map up. It's before a nice left-right chicane. I think it's turn 5. Yes.
Okay.
So it's on the left-hand side of turn 5, and as you come around that, they've removed a long sausage curb. So I hope that is a trend that's going to continue.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because they're bloody dangerous things.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't matter very much in sim racing, but if they disappear in real life, hopefully they will disappear in sim racing as well.
So we just saw Matt Holman there gain a couple of positions. He went about 4/10 faster than the last lap. Ben, at the moment, is 5/10 up. He's lost 2/10. Oh yeah, he's lost a few tenths there. He's still 2/10 up at the moment.
So he knows he's got that time in the bag, possible.
Yeah.
He just overran a little bit, got on that sausage curb.
Hello?
Would have lost a bit of grip. Miles Dixon, thank you very much for the subscription.
Hello,
Miles
hello.
Dixon is one of the Pulse SimSport racers who's not out on track at the moment, so he must be tuned into the Twitch stream. 45 of you watching. Miles says hello, hello, right back at you. And Hiker Vander Theme says, woohoo, got down to 146 in split 2. Well done, Hiker.
Very good.
Mr. Williams says V12, brave choice. Yeah.
Very much so, very brave. Tuck Gibson currently about 4/10 up on his fastest lap. See how he takes the final sector.
Yeah, you just have to sort of keep calm and composed. When you see that you're a few tenths up, you just have to make sure you don't make any silly mistakes through this final complex. So that looks neat and tidy. Yep, that
Yep.
textbook.
Very good
Very nice. Now she's got to power it down to the line. And it looks like she's
Should
going
see
to
him
improve.
going to second, I think. Yep.
So he's onto the provisional front row. It'll be interesting to see how the pros get on, because the Silvers session is about to come to an end in 30 seconds. Of course, anyone who crosses the line before 50 minutes are up can finish their current lap. Anyone else will have to return to the garage, and that is their qualifying session over. Now, Ralph Fest, I don't think his livery's loaded in, has it?
I don't think so. No.
I think that's just a generic ACC.
That's the normal Lexus livery, isn't it?
Normal Lexus livery. I think he should be in something that's purple and bright green.
That's interesting. I did an update just before the session, so to check that for next time. Ralph's currently 6 tenths up. I mean 7 tenths now. He's absolutely flying through this lap. See how he handles the last couple of corners.
Yeah, he's a driver who's put in some impressive performances. He's one of those drivers who can work his way up the field. I've seen him just move up the field whilst everybody else seems to be getting nowhere.
This is a very good lap. It's good to see him go 8th. Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Only Shoveler and Matt Holman and BP and Jelinek.
Yep. Shoveler's currently down.
I kept saying "and" as if there was only one more name to say.
BP coming through the last few corners. He's currently 5 tenths up. 6 tenths. He's absolutely flying it. Oh, he's lost a little bit. Oh, yep, that's an invalidation.
And he's very frustrated as he just flies off the track there.
That's unfortunate.
So, the pros out on circuit now. The track and air temperature still 19 degrees. There's no threat of rain or anything to spice up this race. It's just a sunny blast to the checkered flag. So, Jimmy Mancy, he's one of those drivers who's generally at the... Ooh, strange.
Bit of a moment there.
Yeah, it was a strange line through that. I think he tried to. I think he was going to go over the sausage curb and then thought about trying to avoid it, and then it just for better drive out of the final corner. Yeah,
I wasn't really sure where to go.
Yeah, it's like when you try and say one word and then try and say another, and you just do neither and you say both. He tried to do two different things, and it just sort of came across as nothing. So yeah, Jimmy Mancy's driver we'll see at the head end of the field. Southall went very well in practice earlier, as did Hagel. Dylan Beeson, again, he's generally right up there as well as Jonathan Seville. Try to remember everyone's names off the top of my head. I've been commentating a while. I'm learning everybody now.
We're getting there. The familiar faces keep coming
there's
back.
names.
Must mean the racing is good.
They keep coming back. There's, why wouldn't you want to race with oNiD Racing? You've got a great competitive field of generally very clean, very good sportsmanship between the drivers. It's regularly streamed. We've got 44 people watching. Come on, invite your friends, invite your family, invite your neighbor. I don't know. And anytime people from motorsport ask me about, where should I go sim racing? I always point them to oNiD. Just being able to say the GT4 series is sponsored by Jimmy Broadbent generally gets people like, ooh, it must be good if Jimmy Broadbent's sponsoring one of the series.
Exactly.
Because there are so many series to choose from.
Just got to apologise to Ralph in chat saying don't have the right livery. I must apologise. I did do the update on the awesome sim racing tool, but it seems to have not picked it up.
It happens.
So Jimmy must have invalidated that lap as he's come over the line and not set a time.
No, they just finished their out lap, hadn't they?
Well, we've got a few laps that have gone through. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. You're right. So Watson with a 1:43.2.
That's fast.
Yeah, when in the V12, I had to go in the V12 around Barcelona, and I only got 3 laps in. I don't know the car at all, and I was doing 1:48s, and that felt like a very unsettled car. I'd like to think I'd be a little bit quicker in a car I knew, but yeah, 1:43, I wouldn't be that close at all. They are fast. This is alien territory.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nicholas Leon, this is another driver who I'm less familiar with, but I am familiar with the team SSR Motorsport. If any of you are fans of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, you'll spot on the roof of the car is a Sonic the Hedgehog character. I don't know if it's always the same character or if each driver gets a different character.
Not sure.
And I can just
Is it Shadow? I think it's Shadow. I can't
I
quite
think it's
see it.
always Shadow. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
always Shadow. I
Right.
wasn't sure if it was, but yeah. So yeah, Leon is a new one, but he's
Yeah.
joined a good team. They've got good credentials behind them. They've had some great results in previous GT3 World Series.
Yeah, good bunch of guys, those guys.
They are, yeah, they are. I mean, there's nobody in this series who you'd say they're horrible.
Oh, well,
Everybody's.
no.
You sounded like you were about to name somebody. Then
No. No.
it's you, and you're not racing, so no. Um, so this is Luke Southall, and he is in provisional pole at the moment with 143.1. Is he improving at the moment?
He is.
Dave?
Yep.
Ooh.
He's almost 4/10 up.
So we're going to see a driver get into the 142s, and he's going to get a bit of a slipstream, I think, from the Ferrari of, I believe that's Watson, or could that be Bowers?
I think it's Bowers. Watson's got a Pulse livery on.
There we go, 142.817, the first of the drivers into the 142s. And I'm impressed with how the Silvers are getting on, because you've got Hearn, who's in 8th place still. You've got Tuck Gibson, who's in 11th. So
yeah, that is Bowers, just in front of Southall there,
yeah, that's the
standard Ferrari liveries, I think.
It is, yeah. I believe it belongs to Rinaldi Racing.
Yes.
Which is owned. One of their drivers is David Perel, and David Perel owns SimGrid.
Ah.
And David Perel is in the Go for the Gap Discord.
Amazing.
The more you know.
The more you know. So
it's amazing the people you meet when you're when you get into sim racing.
Yeah, definitely. Currently on board with Beeson, who's in the Porsche, which is actually a change. He's usually in the McLaren, I think, is what we've mostly seen him in recently. But yeah, decided to go for the Porsche this season. He's currently 5/10 up. Could be challenging pole here.
So it's not a car favoured for its top end speed, is it?
No, its manoeuvrability is its main strength, I think. Oh, was that was an invalidation, unfortunately.
Oh, so unlucky. Just ran a little wide.
He's just under 6/10 up as well, so that would have been very close to pole.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him there.
Well, he'll get another. Thank you, CocoBean91, for the follow. Very kind of you. Great to have you along. 48 of you watching now. You can resubscribe for 20% off, I'm being told by Discord. I've never really subscribed to anything on Discord. I really should at some point.
I'll see Hagel pull over.
Straight back into the pits.
Oh, we're going to pick up.
Oh, that's Southall heading out of the pits.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, we've got Watson, Jordan Watson here, another Pulse Sim Sport racer. Again, in a car I don't often see very favoured, the Ferrari. When I've seen Ferraris in ACC, they're generally further down the field, but it's the first time I've seen a Ferrari sort of threatening the front runners. Like, he is one of the front runners at the moment.
Yeah, I think when the Evo was released, I think it was definitely one of the top cars then, but I think it's had quite a few bot changes to the point where it's not quite as competitive as it used to be.
So he is just heading down to turn 10, La Caixa. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure Spanish people out there will tell me. I nearly got the Hungarian map up and was getting lost. I was like, that's not the corner.
He's currently just less than 3/10 up. No, he's more than 3/10 up.
Oh, so he's going to be threatening for pole. He's kept it within the limits, hasn't he?
Yeah, just about. He's just over 2/10. He's going to improve, but I don't think he's going to take pole. Yeah, he improves there. Within 2/10 of Southall, so very close. See him pull over.
He'll get one more chance to go into the pits, do some work, do an outlap, and maybe he'll get 1 or 2 laps, depending on how quick he is. Here's Peter Foldesi in the BMW for Team 711. Do we have any 711s in the UK? Don't think we do.
I'm not sure.
They're an American
yeah.
chain of corner shops, essentially.
Yeah.
But I've seen them in Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Copenhagen and there were 711s there, and I really didn't expect that.
Oh, right, okay. Interesting.
I mean, Yeah, it's just one of those brands I'm surprised we haven't seen over here. Does
It's
Full
currently
Desi
improving.
improve? He does.
Yeah.
14th fastest for number 711.
Goes up a
Oh,
few
I just got
places
it
there.
now. Yeah, 711.
Yeah.
I love how the cogs just went in my head. You could hear the mental processing.
Got Beaton again having a go for pole. He's up. He's not up by much, but he'll be trying to get back round after him invalidating that lap a few laps ago.
Now, what's more likely? 1969 is a special year for him, or it's just a funny number?
I think 9 times out of 10, it's just a funny number. Oh, okay.
96 would be more representative of
Seen
my
Pomelo.
private life. No, I usually run number 5. Because I was a Mansell fan growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still am. I've got a signed poster by him
Oh cool.
of his car. He's not like posing or anything.
Oh.
It's not Mansell posing for like a
Oh, I'm less interested now. No.
yeah, you know, for GQ magazine. Here's a fold out of Mansell, and he signed it. Wow, Mansell, your moustache is really big. That's what people come to Discord for strange sexual puns. Like
Fetishes.
Mansell. Yeah, it's a pretty standard fetish, I think. Is there a number that you prefer when you're driving, Dave?
It's got to be either my birth year, which is 92, or it's 378, which I don't really know how to describe it, but it's one of those numbers that since I was a kid just sort of stuck with me. I can't remember what it was that started it, but it's just in my mind and I can't get rid of it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just
Okay,
use it.
it's just been implanted into your head somewhere.
Yeah, it's like one of those random facts, you know, like for some reason I know what 8 to the power of 5 is. I know that it's 32,768, and I don't know why I know that.
And
It's
you're
one of
just
those things that
waiting
just stays.
for that
Yeah,
to come up in
for
a
that
pub
random
quiz.
question that comes up, and I'm just like, I know that. But yeah, it's just that one of those numbers that's just stuck with me for a long time.
No, it's good to it's good to have random bits of knowledge.
It's just random, like like you said, but
Koifel goes 16th in the
yeah,
Porsche.
it improves there.
I mean, I can tell you that the smell. You know that smell after it's rained?
Oh yeah,
Petrichor.
petrichor.
That's what it's called. The smell after it's rained, where like wet tarmac, wet concrete.
Yeah, that
Petrichor.
damp sort of smell.
Yeah, don't know why. Don't know why I know that. Here comes Jonathan Seville, rounding the last corner. He's in 7th at the moment. He's desperate to be higher up the field, surely. He knows he can go quicker. He goes 3rd.
Improves, yeah.
Yeah,
Really quick
there's
win
more
there.
in. He is
There's
a
definitely
master
more.
of the late lappers.
Yeah.
It can be 0 on the clock, and he'll be on his final lap, and he'll just pull it out of the bag. Jordan Watson round the last corner. Also, Pulse Sim Sport. They are showing their dominance now.
It's improving. Oh, that's close.
Oh, just 500.
500.
500's off.
Really close there.
Luke Southall is still out on track. He's looking to improve then. He's not given up yet.
So Luke Southall's currently purple in Sector 1 and 3. And Jordan Watson is purple in Sector 2.
Would you have thought this was possible from a Bentley?
I do think this is one of the better tracks for the Bentley.
It's interesting seeing which cars gel with which tracks. The Bentley I always associated as being a very safe, comfortable, but slightly slower car, like the Aston.
Yeah.
Whereas the more inherently unstable McLaren seemed to be a bit faster.
Yeah,
especially
I think so.
in the hands of aliens.
Yeah, if you can tame it, I think the McLaren, the potential for it to be fast is just limitless. Really, it can be very fast. I know there was a point where like the McLaren was being used by all of the top guys.
Oh yeah,
and it was just silly some of the times that people were putting in those. He's currently breaking even on his time. He was up 2/10 actually, so almost improving on this very fast lap already.
I think he'll get one more try. He will get across the line before the timer ticks to 0.
Yep.
Maybe the car behind him there might as well, but then that'll be it. I can't tell who that
Who
was
was that? It
behind
was
him. But
definitely. Ah, it's Jordan
here we go.
Watson, yeah.
So yeah, there's 14 seconds left. Oh, there's one
Southall
more
did.
car that's
Southall did
out
just
on.
improve.
Is that an Audi? Is that Hagel behind?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Oh, there's a car in front of Hagel.
Oh, yeah, is that another Audi?
So, oh, has Hagel done? Yeah, Hagel just sneaked across the line. There was I think there was a
that,
brighter
it's
colour. This
Chris
one, yeah, I
Martin.
saw her.
Yeah.
So it's Chris Martin. Yeah, you're not going to make any Coldplay jokes now, are you?
No.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. We got to commentate together
I
more.
think we've
Bloody Johnny Ashley.
used that joke a little bit too much, but yeah.
Oh, God,
as much as I appreciate it.
I don't know any Coldplay songs. I'm just not into music that much. I'm one of these weird nerds who sit and
Yeah.
play like music I heard from a video game because it made me feel an emotion whilst I was playing the game. So I'm like, oh, I'll just listen to that.
Yeah, I'll know them when I hear them, but if you ask me to list off a load of songs, I'm not sure I'd give you a very long list.
No, same. Let's the Twitch chat. Medva Twitch says, "Hail for Richard Wolf," and
part of the
Apex Vest
Wolfpack.
says, "You guys have my livery wrong." We know. It's Dave's fault. Coca Bean says, "How long the race tonight?"
It's 60 minutes.
It is. Yeah, I was just gonna get the thing up, but
I thought it was going to be 45, but no, it's an hour long. There's one pit stop, and there'll be a pit window of 15 minutes in the middle of the race for everyone to get that stop done. I think it's for tyres, I'm not sure.
let me just check. Refueling is allowed, but it's not mandatory. So only the mandatory pit stop, and the pit stop window is 900 seconds long. If anyone wants to convert that into minutes, you're welcome to. So
Let's get rid of that screen.
we should go over our grid for tonight for the Split 1 GT3 World Tour debut race of the season. Southall is your pole sitter in the Bentley with Watson alongside him. Dylan Beeson is in third with teammate Miles Dixon just behind. Jonathan Seville, an uncharacteristic third row of the grid in fifth with Hagel beside him in the Audi. Jimbo Mancy and James Suckling make up row 4. Jerome Jongen and Leighton Austin are 9th and 10th. Leon and Bowers, 11th and 12th. Hearn, the front runner of the silver group, is in 13th, and Chris Martin next to him in 14th. Foldesi, 15th, and McLeod for Wild Things is in 16th. Koifel, 17th. Tuck Gibson, 18th, but second in silver class. Browers and Gardner, 19th and 20th. Richard Wolf is in 21st, with Alex Parkin in 22nd. 23rd is Derek Stack, just alongside Shoveler in the McLaren, number 99, who's in 24th. Hunderheg is in the Honda in 25th, with Ben Brown alongside in the V12 Aston in 26th place. Ralph Vest is 27th, with Matt Holman in 28th. Tohan Anderson, 29th, with Gardner in 30th. BP is 31st, with Handy in 32nd. And the final row of the grid is made up of Sherlock and Petr Jelinek. So we've just got 20 seconds until the session starts, where the drivers will start on the warm-up lap. Just see, I'm just distracted by the animated crowd.
See all the cars bouncing up and down as they finalise their setups.
Yeah, that's what I love about GT cars is they have the jacks built into them, don't they?
Did they? I didn't know that.
Did you not know that?
No.
When GT3 cars come into the pits, they're not cranked up by, like in Formula 1, where there's a man with not a jack, but they pull back on the handle and it sort of pivots the car up.
Ah.
But in GT3, I believe they put a hydraulic pipe in the side of the car, blast high pressure air in, and that pushes 4 pistons up out of the car. So it's like Thunderbird. They become like Thunderbird 2.
Oh yeah.
Sort of 4 legs.
Ah, that's cool.
And then they run around, do the tires, and then they'll release the air pressure hose from the side of the car, and it'll go psh, gunk, and drop down.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that.
It's amazing to watch, but must be phenomenally heavy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you've got 4 I don't know what type of metal they are, but you know, you've got 4 metal legs that have to hold the weight of the car. But I suppose with a series that has like a balance of performance where they all try and make them equally competitive, if a car's heavier, then it'll be allowed to have more power or something like that. The
Just
more you know.
looking back from Jordan Watson here, we've got 4 Pulse cars all lined up, ready to go. Southall's going to have 4 Pulse cars chasing him.
Are you an admin on Discord? Can you delete people's messages?
I'm not on Twitch, no.
I meant Twitch. I meant Twitch.
I know what you meant. Yeah, I've seen it already, but
just someone saying about buy viewers, buy followers.
Yeah,
spamming the website.
Unfortunately, no, I'm not.
Yeah, don't click any of that, people. It's just spam, and it will probably hack your account. So on a warm-up lap, traditionally you'll see cars weaving left and right. They'll be trying to warm their tires. It's a bit of a useless gesture in ACC GT racing because you're not going to get your tires up to temperature by weaving left and right. You can get a little bit of temperature in by braking hard, but then you sort of get this messy effect of people going into each other. And even though the cars do ghost, it doesn't look very professional. You got Luke weaving a little bit there, and yeah, it's a habit to do it. You just think, well, I'm on a warm-up lap.
It is a bit of a habit, yeah. I know it's fairly useless, but I do still do it sometimes.
But at least we haven't got sort of game-breaking, embarrassing glitches like iRacing where people are dragging their brakes or cutting the grass. None of that nonsense here. This is proper racing. I know GT drivers who drive real GT cars prefer ACC over iRacing. Around Spa, iRacing GT cars are about 3-4 seconds a lap faster than the ACC equivalents.
Really?
And yeah, ACC times are a lot closer to the real life times, around 2:18, 2:19.
Okay.
Around Spa, but
iRacing a lot faster.
iRacing, you can get around Spa in 2:15.
Wow.
I tried it. It just feels like a Formula 1 car with less speed. Like, the car feels glued down. Right, so the cars at 2x2, they're coming up to the line. There's flags waving, but they're in the crowd. We're waiting for the green flag, and there it is. Oh, no, and car number 77 already has a drive-through penalty for... Oh, and there's a collision at the back.
Oh,
absolutely huge pile-up. No, I can see my baby. I can see her go for the gap car. I saw Ben Brown hit the pit wall. There's no less than 8 cars involved there. You can see only sort of 3/4 of the field. And there's a huge pile-up at turn 2. Oh, let's get that camera there. No. Or if you know how to work the replay.
Who's involved?
It might be quicker to see who wasn't involved. That's Jonathan Seville getting going. Just behind. Oh, so it's all...
We've got Mav Gardner.
So Max Gardner's in the pits. He must have just had horrific damage and didn't want to even try to drive the car back.
Seville's down in 24th.
Oh, so...
involved in that, but...
Yeah, we can see some bonnets lifted there.
There's a lot of... Where's the... That's a jittering bonnet, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked okay, but it is a bit...
Not good.
No, this is very unexpected from Split 1. You know, these are all very fast and capable drivers. So, in the chat, somebody saying, a couple of cowboys who think the race is only 1 lap long, and yeah, Diddy's asking for a replay. Are you? Well, it might be too late now.
I think it's too late. Yeah, sorry about that. This is just for the chat. This is my first time doing this, so I do apologise.
This is Dave's first rodeo. So we're following Luke Southall. We're looking back at Watson as they round the last corner to finish the first lap. Yeah, you can't win a race in the first corner, but you can... Well, some of the... They didn't even reach the first corner. It looked like it happened before some of them even reached the end of the pit lane or the finish line.
Someone who seems to have benefited or has gotten past... Was it past Dixon? Or was it... I think maybe it was Johnny Seville that was in front of Jimbo here, but yeah, he's made up a position nicely.
So Jonathan Seville he was in 5th place, but he is well down the order. I cannot see Jonathan Seville's name.
He's
quite down the order.
20th. The big pack in front of him. Is that Harkin leading that pack?
So the silvers, they're probably not going to fight the pros too much. That the pros who are obviously out of position, like Jonathansville, it's not their race. They don't get extra points for beating pro drivers. They only get points for beating their fellow silver drivers. So if the pro drivers want to overtake you, you can fight them, but you might as well let them go. Otherwise, you may just slow yourself down with constant defensive driving.
So yeah, current leader for silver, Daniel Hearn. He's got a decent gap to second, who's Tuck Gibson.
Yeah, Hearn's avoided trouble. I mean, he was the pole sitter for silver anyway.
Yeah.
But I think he was just ahead of where it all went wrong.
He's gotten away. Yeah, he's gotten away with
What
that one.
I can only imagine is maybe somebody got a bit of a slow getaway, or somebody's moved over to the left or right and cut across another car, which then sort of
Just
like an American
cascades.
police pit maneuver.
Yeah.
When you hit someone's rear quarter, it spins them round, and then once you've got a car facing 90 degrees across the track, it's carnage because everyone's going left and right to avoid it. It's rolling as well. And then it got worse again. And there's another off at turn 1.
Was there another off there?
Yeah, turn 1. I just saw an off. 2 cars off there. Keep going back. Keep going back.
Sure it was. Oh,
There we go. There we go. Got Chris. The replay.
let's have a look. Oh,
Oh, we just caught the tail end of it there.
was that Bowers?
yes.
I think.
Yeah, it looks like he just made contact with Bowers.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just outbraked himself and.
I'm guessing that's what's happened there. Yeah. He is currently in front of Chris Martin still, so hasn't lost out.
Yeah,
too badly there.
Well, I think Chris Martin waited.
So we've got
No.
Johnny Seville's currently 18th. It's going to be interesting to see how he climbs back through the pack.
Yeah, that may be dependent on the damage he's picked up.
Yeah, I hope. Car
It
looks fairly clean. Front end maybe a little bit damaged.
It's a bit scuffed. The only saving grace is that at the beginning of the race, the cars weren't going very fast. You start the race at about 40 miles per hour.
Yep.
43 miles per hour. So, and it looked like it happened really quickly. So the cars couldn't have been doing more than 60 miles an hour.
No.
When that's preferable. Oh, we've got somebody off there. Is that BMW who's off?
Is that BMW? Who's that? Is that Matt? Is that BP?
I think that was Ben P. It did look like those colours. I know sometimes you can, using the mouse, you can click on a dot on the circuit and it will let you view that car. But I don't know if it will let you do it in this mode.
I don't
So
think it will, not in the current mode that I'm on. So, let's have a look. Jimbo Mansi seems to have Miles Dixon nice and close behind him.
Yeah, Miles Dixon, I believe he's the only driver racing under the Jamaican flag, and he's really having a look at making a move on Jimbo Mansi. He's clearly the quicker car at the moment, and he'll be looking to get. Oh, really closing up in the corners, isn't he? But I think the BMW's got the grunt down the straight. So we said the Porsche, but they're both catching up. They're both catching on Dylan Beeson. So is Beeson carrying a bit more damage? But no, I think these drivers avoided all of that, didn't they? And Miles Dixon's going for the move down into the new reformed hairpin. And he's got the move done. Yeah, very nicely done. Jimbo gives him room. And now he's going to set, and his teammate going very wide there, clipping the gravel. So he's not, I don't think Dylan Beeson's just not quite comfortable with that Porsche, is he?
No. It's very well practiced with the McLaren, like I was saying earlier, but yeah, maybe the Porsche is still a little bit new to him. Still very fast, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these drivers are all much quicker than I am. Edition Dutch. It's a 60-minute race. Let's win this one in lap 1. Yeah. Yeah, anyone who's just joining us now, you've missed out on a couple of lap 1 pile-ups that I suppose you'd expect that in the Rookies League, but it was quite surprising to see that in Split 1. It just must have just been a cock-up cascade. When one thing goes wrong, it just gets worse and you can't stop it, and it's just this chaos theory takes over
Yeah, that's it.
of unpredictability of cars spinning.
Once one
And
car spins, you kind of, it's all up in the air then.
yeah, and it takes a bit of strength of character, especially if you've qualified well and then you've been spun around and you're at the back. It's very easy to want to rage quit. It's very easy to think, "I'll just hold this and leave."
Yeah.
But we frown upon that. Penalty points are dished out for doing that, and we encourage drivers to keep going because there's many points on offer. Points go all the way down, I believe, and
Yep, they do.
yep, and races can change so drastically. It's very easy that you think your race is lost, and then your championship rival messes up their pit stop or something, and then they have to pit again, and suddenly you're back in the running, or there could be another pile up. We're following Alex Parkin now. He's running third in class. Hearn has really taken off with that silver lead, hasn't he?
He really has, yeah.
And is that Leon in the BMW, or is that that's Leon, isn't it?
Leon's in the SSR, the black.
Yeah, Leon's trying to get through these silver class drivers. He can't flash his lights and expect them to let him by. It's solely at the discretion of them if they want to let him by, just because he's in a different class and not competing with them for points. But they have every right to the position as much as he does. And we're seeing, is that Ben Brown making a move on BP there? Or
BP
he made a move on BP?
Yes, it looks like Tuck Gibson's fallen back a bit there. He's lost quite a few positions.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, so it must have been him that Ben Brown was going past. Ben Brown, trying to think of his previous achievements. He was a winner of the AM class in the E-Team Brit GT Challenge Season 2, which was on R Factor 2. So yes, he's not a driver without any merits. He's a very accomplished driver. I think he won an iPhone for that.
Really?
Yeah, I know, because I didn't get to win the iPhone. I came second. I was very aware of what I didn't win, and he's really trying to close the door on Tuck Gibson. A little bit of argy-bargy as they go round the 180-degree right-hander, coming up to the left-hander now at turn 5, and he's going for it. Ooh, a bit of a touring car move there. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, he might be slapped with a. Ooh, there'll be post. There isn't live steering. Yeah, the stewards will be looking at that after the race. No doubt. So BP will raise that.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Ben's driving for my team at the moment, and I could appear biased, but that was a bit of a touring car move, a bit of a wishful thinking if you were thinking that was going to be a clean overtake. But
as we see,
no!
This is
and Alex Parkin
replay territory, I think.
Yeah. See, Dave's getting used to it.
So this is Leon, right? I think.
Oh, and he's just tried to. He's not been aware that. Yeah. Oh, and then.
I think Leon was alongside enough there, but.
I think he was. I just think he wasn't aware that he was there and turned in.
A very poor-looking Audi, that is. That front end on that's a bit mashed up.
Yeah, he might be able to just keep it going until the pit window opens. Ben Brown's now on the hunt. He's looking to take that 21st place away from him. It'll be made easier now that the Audi TT is limping a little bit, but I think his V12 is in equally poor shape. He's going for the move, and that's a cleaner move than the one he made.
That's Tuck Gibson as well.
Yeah, he's right there, isn't he?
Oh, that wasn't Tuck Gibson. Who was that? Was that BP? Oh, it was BP.
Ooh, it's a real... Ooh. Some of the overtakes are a bit optimistic, aren't they? Although I think Ben's is a gold medal at the moment for touring car overtakes.
I think it's one of those tracks that there is a lot of room on the track, compared to some other tracks where it's nice and thin, where you can't really get past this. There's a lot of room for manoeuvring here, so getting around people is a little bit easier. But yeah, some of these moves are a little bit questionable. But
I mean, it was a shame that was it Handy who drove into the side of Alex Parkin? Because Alex Parkin had been spun.
It was, yeah.
And he'd held the brake, which is what we advise drivers to do. Don't roll and be unpredictable. Just hold the brake. But Handy was already committed to his line and didn't really have anywhere else to go, I suppose, and just clobbered the side of the Audi TT.
Yeah, that point you can't really.
I thought Handy was spinning there at that camera angle.
Yeah, the back end got a bit loose there, I think.
Oh, good. I'm not the only person who saw that then. Oh, and again there. I wonder if that's
Oh,
just
sorry.
happening since the impact.
Just jumped away from him. But yeah, I jumped over to Hearn there, who I think just had McLeod make a little move. I might just jump back and have a look at that.
So yeah, McLeod races for Wild Things Racing, which I know is run by a woman. Her name's Denise Pope.
Oh yeah.
Her nickname is Checo. Yeah, it's a team with very strong branding, and they've been featured in a sim racing magazine that's given out at Simply Race in Milton Keynes.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, I've got a copy of the magazine if I can find it. If I know what it's called. Oh, it's called Send It. That's it. It's called Send It. Yeah, they were featured
Oh.
in an article about sim racing and the power of marketing and branding. And yeah, I mean, I don't know any other teams with dark blue and fuchsia pink. It's quite a standout. Especially when you see their proper livery rather than their ACC in-game one, you know, the one with their actual name on the side of the car. It's pretty gorgeous. Yeah, Daniel Hearn, he's really punching above his weight. Oh, we see Foldesi going for a move there.
Good send there, yeah. Pretty clean.
Bowers. Was that? No, sorry. Oh, that's Keufel, isn't it?
Keufel, yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting back. I thought he was just letting him have it, but he's trying different lines. I see. He's trying to get a bit of a switcheroo move, as it were. Because that Porsche is very manoeuvrable. Oh, was there contact?
There, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was contact,
Really
and he's kind of slowed down there, feeling bad, but realised he can't stop where he is. Peter Foldesi's coming back onto the track.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you can see the amount of time he's lost. That is a shame. Yeah, that'd be one for the stewards to look at. I mean, it might be down to a racing incident. I think you could see there wasn't any malice, but
checking in with Johnny Seville.
Oh, Alex Parkin was a bit late on the brakes there.
That's Mr. Hagel.
Oh, Hagel. Sorry, I thought it was Alex Parkin. Yeah, sorry, that's another white Audi TT.
Similar looking liveries. You can tell Parkin's because of the giant Aldi sign on the side.
Oh yeah, not Audi, Aldi. Yeah, it's a very scuffed up Audi TT.
Yeah, that bonnet's looking a little bit loose. My assumption is... Sorry, go on.
Oh, you can pick up an Audi TT on Auto Trader for like 30 grand now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like...
Keep that in mind.
I think a V8 version, like 10-year-old, 12-year-old model, like, yeah. Have a supercar for like 25, 30 grand. Oh, there's a Jaguar in this race. I didn't realise there's a Jag.
Yeah, Mr. Jelinek.
Peter Jelinek drives a Jag. You have to say Jag like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. But,
we're losing viewers. We're down to 35.
I think everyone saw the lap one carnage and has.
Yeah, they thought, oh, I didn't mean to switch onto Demolition Derby. Peter Jelinek. Yeah, and he, I think he started right at the back of the grid, didn't he? Was he on the back row?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, because that Jaguar is a pig.
Yeah, he must have benefited from that one carnage, I guess.
I think yeah, that's happened to me before. I just started at the back and then drove past a big accident. It's quite nice.
Let's just check in with the front. Dutton's about 2 seconds ahead of Watson, who's still chasing.
So he's not pulled out a huge lead in 17 minutes. I've been quite used to watching Jonathan Seville just make a 10-second gap in 5 laps.
There is a good gap back to Beeson, though. It's about 8 seconds there, so 2 seconds between Southall and Watson, and then another 8 seconds back to Beeson. So,
I mean, it looks like oNiD Racing could have 2 new stars, Southall and Watson.
Yeah, we know Southall from previous series has got a lot of pace. He's a very quick driver. I remember racing with him in a different league, and he was in the Reiter Lamborghini versus all the normal GT3s, and he was still up the top.
In the what Lamborghini?
The Reiter? Is it called the Reiter?
Is that like the old Hurricane?
Yeah, I think so. It's the one that nobody uses because it's just not as fast as the others.
Yeah, I mentioned that to some drivers and they thought I meant something else. I was like, no, this like 2010 looking Lambo. And they're like, oh God, yeah, nobody uses that. Yeah, that's impressive that he could do anything with that.
Yeah, exactly. He was right up at the top. He qualified pole in quite a few of the races, so yeah, definitely got the pace.
What series was that you were in?
Um, it was an Open GT3 series. I can't remember. It was an old
Okay.
Sunday they got used to racing. I think I can't remember what the name of it was. But that's been overtaken by the oNiD series now. I would be racing in this race actually, but we're taking it in turns to bow out for a week.
Okay. I wanted to sign up, and then they're like, "No, we need you on comms." It's like,
Are you
yeah.
racing in any of the other series?
Not at the moment. I just did the rookies league and
Mm.
came fifth in the pro class.
Oh, that's good. Good
So
result.
yeah, it wasn't bad. My results kind of went from fifth to 15th, fifth, 15th. Like I either had a good race or it was a terrible race. There was nothing in between. But then on a wet race, I was faster than the alien Drake Cruz.
Oh, right, really?
I'd been spun, so I was working my way up through the field, but I set the fastest lap of the race. So that was
Nice.
nice. Yeah, that was nice. Alex Parkin, 24th. He's still battling. Oh, and thank you, Snazzy Imp. Some of these names. Snazzy Imp for following
It's a
oNiD
cool
Racing.
name.
Yeah, it's I always wonder where these usernames come up from. Ben Brown, he's in a BMW sandwich now. He's lost out to BP and he's holding up now Tuck Gibson. He's really dragging that V12 to places where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, he's doing really well considering the sort of pace difference. I think the BMW should be faster.
Oh, he's going for it. It might be a bit of
Bit of rubbing there.
Oh,
Is that?
oh.
Oh, let's.
Yeah, let's get a different angle of that. Maybe an aerial view. So
Bit of contact.
there was a bit of contact, but I wouldn't have said that would make him spin to the left.
Yeah, surprising that had that much of an effect.
I wonder if the car was already unsettled because of the curb, and then because I thought if you'd hit that side of the car, if anything, you'd make them
Go
spin the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an odd one. Although Tuck Gibson's probably just thinking, I can't get close to Ben Brown without being spun off. So he might be a bit frustrated. And now he's got Richard Wolf right behind him.
Now behind the Jag. But yeah,
He's a fast boy.
Richard Wolf, where are we? Sorry. Yeah, he qualified right up near the top of Silver, and unfortunately he's finding himself down in 31st. So
his car's in nice condition, though.
Yeah, maybe he's gone into the pits for repairs.
Maybe. Well, I'm trying to figure out when that pit window opens.
It will be. If it's 15 minutes long in the middle, but it'll be in 2 minutes time roughly. It's going to be 7.5 minutes either way of 30. So, yeah, just less than 2 minutes time. We'll see the pit open.
That makes sense.
I say we'll see the pit open. The pit is open. It just, you have to.
Oh
make
no!
it
And Richard Wolf's just put a couple of wheels just a tiny bit too much on the grass, and that's flung him off onto the gravel. He's lost probably about 5 seconds worth of time there, and now he's got Gardner. No, he doesn't. He's got a Lexus behind him. Who's that?
Is that
The
Mr.
timing,
West?
the driver ladder is a bit inaccurate there. Yeah, you've got Ralph Vest right behind him, but is Wolf a lap down? Yeah, Wolf must be. Yeah, Gardner's 2 laps down. Wolf has been in the pits for repairs then.
Yeah,
that would make sense. He's all out of shape and position, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Richard is a...
Yeah. He's a fast driver.
He is a fast driver, and he'd be right up there in contention for points. Now, if the GT3 World Tour is anything like the Rookies League, points will only be counted from the best 5 results of the season.
Yes.
So
that's right, yep.
Yeah, so your weakest finish will be discounted from the points tally, which is what they used to do in Formula 1, wasn't it? But I believe they just did that because the cars were horrifically unreliable. Like your car wasn't expected to
turn up one day.
Yeah, like when they had 15 rounds in a championship, your car wasn't expected to actually finish 15 races. I think it was only... Yeah, I think only in the early 90s it became a thing where, oh yeah, we can actually finish races now. That's why so many records, like amount of wins in a season, is only becoming a thing in the last 20 years.
There you go. pit window is now open.
Exactly right on the tick when you said.
Let's do some quick math.
I'm doing 2,000 calculations a second in my head, and they're all wrong. I'm sure that's a meme I've seen somewhere. So, James Suckling, he's holding steady, isn't he? He's been in 7th place. I haven't seen too much from him. He's not been the focus of centre of attention. He's just had a nice clean race on his own. He's chasing another McLaren, and I think that's Jimbo Mansing a little bit ahead. Kept his nose clean at the moment. Is that another McLaren up the road? So it must be a car who's a lap down.
Yeah, is that Anderson? No. I don't want to
Not,
go through all of
not
them.
Anderson. Could be Sherlock.
Oh, Sherlock, yep. The very,
With Sausage Dodgers Racing.
very bright livery.
Sorry, what? I've just had to read that team name. Sausage Dodgers. That sounds like a strange insult, doesn't it?
Sausage curbs, I'm assuming that's what he means.
Ah, must be.
So
Yeah, I know him. He's a bit of a sausage dodger, isn't he?
quite a few in the pits at the moment. None of the guys, you know, in the top 20 have gone in yet, but quite a number in at the moment.
Yeah, you can't see anything, but we assure you, pit crews are working on those cars.
Let's go back up to the front. Southall now with a 4-second lead. Starting to put a gap on Watson.
Yeah, and oh, there's a BMW just doing the right thing, easing off the gas early at the end of the straight and just letting Watson lap him. Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of back markers in other series not make it easy for the leaders to get past.
Yeah.
So they'll brake as late as they usually do. So for leaders to go past, it sort of requires a bit of a diving move, which can be harsh on the tyres and a bit unpredictable. So it's nice to see that professionalism.
Yeah, just avoids incidents, makes things a bit nicer for the drivers, you know, just be courteous, let them go.
I know some drivers don't like doing it. I don't know why. When I do it, I get a sense of professionalism. Like, this is what real drivers do. This is what it's all about. If, you know, knowing your race. And it's like when they say in Formula 1, oh, Alonso's probably going to let him pass because that's not their race today. Race against the people that you think you're going to fight within the championship.
Yeah.
There would be no point fighting someone that you think, well, we're not rivals. They're way faster than me. But here's Leighton Austin, and he's holding off a little bit of a train now, isn't he? He's got McLeod, Hearn, and is that Martin as well in there?
That's an SSR BMW. I think that's Mr. Leon. Yep. Mr. Leon. So he's got McLeod and Hearn just behind him for position.
Now Hearn's, I wonder. There's not so Hearn had several cars between himself and second place Silver, which is at the moment Matt Holman, but now there's only 3. So I wonder if he's looking to just follow these drivers or if he's going to be looking to make overtakes, because, you know, he's first whatever at the moment. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But if he feels they're holding him up, and he's heading into the pits, so good idea. Yeah, if he feels he's being held up, then he dives into the pits and there's a good chance he could come out into some clearer track. So he slowed down on the pit limiter. It's Chris Martin leaving it right to the last second.
Very close.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting to see if he's picked up a drive-through penalty.
Yeah, we'll watch out for that.
I think that's Koifel coming in just behind.
Ben's just leaving the pit.
Bye, Ben. Like,
hopefully he'll have got that damage repaired.
Hopefully it wouldn't have been too... Yeah, it does look a bit tiny now, doesn't it? So he'll be out at full speed now. He would have lost... Oh, no. Is that Tuck Gibson again?
It looked like Matt Holman. Is that Holman? Yeah.
Oh, it's Matt Holman. I thought, oh, God, he doesn't need to see Tuck Gibson again.
Representing oNiD with that lovely livery.
Now, yeah, Matt has not made a pit stop yet, but Ben has. I don't know if Ben's... Yeah, Ben's just letting him go. There's no point fighting that. I think he's actually a lap down anyway, Ben.
He
so
is now, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben's pitted, so yeah. Makes sense to get out the way.
Yeah, and if he thinks Matt's going faster, it's a good opportunity to just follow get a slipstream, and it's sometimes much easier to focus when you've got a target ahead of you.
Yeah,
Very easy to sort of make mistakes when you don't have a sort of a rabbit to chase, as it were.
I do find it's easier to follow than be chased, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Easier to pressure someone than to be pressured. Here's Daniel Hearn. He's out of the pits now. He's in 16th place. He
Currently 6th in class now. Obviously, everyone in front of him in this other class has still yet to pit.
Yeah, but he has come out in some clear air, so
Yeah,
he pitted at just the right time. He timed that to perfection because, look at the space around him. That was Southall behind. He's got a Southall pitted. Yeah, no, he's making his way through back markers, and is he being held up? No, is that Chris Martin moves straight over for him?
Yep. So
Nicely done, Chris
out of
Martin.
the front runners, we've got Beeson, who's now pitted. Everyone else is still yet to pit.
I think it was Beeson who, at Suzuka, he got hit by someone, and then he hit the barrier that divided the track and the pit lane, and just come to a dead stop.
Yeah.
And I think he quit the race because it just did the worst damage to the front of his car, and he come to a dead stop, and it was like, well, and he was like in the top 3 at the time as well.
Yeah.
It was pretty horrific.
Kill your race.
Oh yeah, just driving into a bollard. Here's Henry Handy for Remnant Racing, and he's holding off Ben P at the moment. I still don't know what Ben P's last name is. I only know him as
It's
P.
just P, yeah.
Just P. That sounds weird if someone's just joined and heard that out of context. Just P.
Just P.
So Southall's growing his lead slowly. It's about 4.5 seconds. Oh, they are in the pits now. The leaders are in the pits.
Watson
so
right behind him.
I think Watson's just, do what the leader does.
It makes sense. It does make sense. Just follow him in. Mr. Mancy goes into.
Now, thankfully, Watson's in a Ferrari, but he doesn't have a Ferrari strategist working for him. So that's the good news today.
We see most of the tops. So we've got Southall, Dixon, Watson, Yongun, Suckling,
Yeah, just
Fodesi, all of them coming in.
Yeah, it's very common when you've got a 60-minute race to just have your pit stop halfway through at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, straight down the middle.
Just straight down the middle, yep. Sometimes I've seen races where the pit window's open for the entire duration of the race, and everybody thinks, I'll be really clever and I'll do it on lap 1, and then about 12 people do it.
Yeah.
all thinking they're the only one to do it. And if they're like me, they'll accidentally take tyres when they shouldn't have and ruin their race. That was part of rookies, just getting used to ACC.
Yeah,
and Henry Handy coming in very fast.
That is the whole point of the rookies, though, isn't it? I guess to learn from those small mistakes, but you'll always remember that. So.
Oh yeah, I won't forget that in a hurry. Try to remember words. Yeah, words, Cammy, use them. Southall has the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure if he just set that now or. But his best lap is a 1:43.1, so he's not far off his qualifying pace. He's only half second off his qualifying pace.
Yeah, Watson is pretty close to 1:43.3. Those two seem to be in a little bit of a league of their own there. The next closest is Mancy on a 1:43.8, about half a second gap.
Quite a sizable difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Go back to Handy again because BP is right on his tail.
Mercy Coolest.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this is for the lead of Silver.
Silver at the moment, yeah.
At the moment, yeah. Our provisional leader
provisional.
is.
Oh no, provisional leader is Hearn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mercy Cooler says, Cammy, you done that and ploughed through the field. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Does he mean ploughed like I crashed into?
No, you made the mistake and then got back through the field.
That's true.
Had a decent recovery.
I worked my way up to 15th. Or thereabouts. Ooh, I thought Ben P was going through that bit quickly.
Looked like he almost bounced off the wall there.
Yeah, when Mercy Cooler said you ploughed through the field, that just makes it sound like I crashed into everyone at turn 1.
Yeah.
He just, that driver just come into me and ploughed into me.
Barcelona lap 1. as it will now be known after that
Oh, yeah.
craziness.
Yeah, thank you, lucky stars, we don't have Monza on the calendar.
Going to be interesting to go back and watch that later. See what exactly happened.
Yeah, don't worry, Mertical. You described it fine. I was just being silly. So, Jimmy Mancy leading the race at the moment. He's yet to pit, though.
Got
He's got
to pit.
Leighton Austin behind him. 14 seconds down the road from him, though. Yeah, so it'll all even out as people pit. Obviously, it will depend on who repairs damage, who opts not to repair damage. Jimmy Mancy's into the pits now.
Yep. I wonder if Austin's going to come in now as well.
Interesting note, nobody's picked up a penalty. So, well, there was that drive-through at the beginning, wasn't there, for car 77? Who was that?
Was
Let's see, 77.
Adam Gardner.
So
Another
Gardner
remnant
picked
racing.
up. Oh, Gardner's still got a drive-through. He hasn't taken his drive-through yet.
Oh, that's
Oh, I didn't realise we had two Gardners actually.
That must be a separate drive-through because you have to take it within 3 laps, right?
That's true. Yeah. So both Gardners have picked up penalties at different parts of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Gardner who
This is the sole,
was too fast.
I think this is the sole MSL representative in this series. I know.
Are they
MSL
siblings?
guys race? I don't know.
I mean, it's perfectly viable that they're just both called Gardner. It doesn't mean they're related, which would be a perfectly cromulent explanation.
Yeah. So we've got Johnny Seville in 15th. Hasn't made up a huge amount of ground here. We saw him earlier in 18th. He's now in 15th. He's taking his pit stop, but everyone else in front has as well. Other than
Handy hasn't. Yeah, he'll pass Handy, I think.
I was going to say, we've got Austin and Handy that haven't. So, yeah. He's slowly making his way back through. Seems as though Hagel has put a bit of a gap on him. They were battling earlier. But now, yeah, Hagel seems to have put a decent gap between him and Seville. Seville's fastest lap, a 1:43.8. Hagel's a 1:43.7. So
yeah, they've both got the pace being in the top 5, but just the start of that race was horrific for them. And Peter Foldesi's really keeping pace with Jonathan Seville, isn't he?
Yeah. So both their last laps were low 1:44s, very close to each other. So seems to be keeping up with him at least.
2 minutes of the pit window remaining. Richard Wolff yet to pit. And I know a couple drivers at the top end of the field also yet to pit.
So Austin, where are we on track? Yeah, so Austin must come in this lap. I suppose he could do one. Oh no, he would have to come in this lap. Because you have to go over the line, don't you, within the window?
That's it. Yeah, it's. I know you always think of it like qualifying. Like as long as I get across the line with 0 to go.
Yeah. I can still go round and then go in, but no. You have to be over the pit line within the window.
Yeah. Handy in the pits.
Handy is now in. The Remnant Racing Mercedes.
I always like the word handy because it's the German word for mobile phone.
Is it?
Yes. So they say, mein Handy. For my phone. Mein Handy.
Phones are very handy, to be fair.
I guess like handset.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Leighton Austin still yet to pit. Is he going to... He's going to have to do it now.
Let's see
if he forgets...
Let's see if he does forget. I'm assuming he won't. It's Austin's, he's done a lot of racing. He's plenty experience with ACC. Yeah. In he comes. How
a little
far
bouncy,
south or...
isn't it?
Yeah, as you come down...
A little bit bouncy.
Yeah. So, Southall not very far behind.
No, Southall's going to take the lead quite easily.
Yeah, that's going to be a big gap, I think, there. Oh, there's Ben just behind.
Ben Brown hopping in for attention. He's running in 24th place. It just shows the level of skill in this grid because, as I said, Ben won the AM class of the GT Challenge in 18 Brett, and he's 24th.
So Wolff is about to miss the window. Same with... Okay, Mav Gardner's in the pit. I think he must have just made it.
I think he's just made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
So Richard Wolff, yeah, that's surprising
Is
because
he going to go in anyway? No.
no, he's made that mistake before in the Rookies League, so I'm surprised he's made the same mistake again effectively.
I wonder whether he's thought that because he had to pit earlier to get rid of his damage, he thought that counted.
He must do, but he must be overlooking. He must be not looking at the driver ladder on his head-up display with the little yellow notch that has a 1 in it. Yeah, the 1 would be there, but if he's got a different menu up, like the pit menu option, or I think there's another one that gives you like, you know, brake balance bias and things like that, then he wouldn't see it. But most drivers tend to have the driver ladder of splits up just so you can see how far, you know, see where everyone is in relation to you.
Yeah. That is going to be a hefty penalty, I think. I think you get 130 seconds, is it? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, stop go penalty.
Stop go for Mav.
Mav's just come out. So has he just served
pit...
the drive-through and gone too fast for his drive-through?
I think that might have been it, but he's also not... His pit stop didn't count for his...
Oh no, so he's...
mandatory stop.
Now, has he forgotten to take the 1 litre?
Or maybe maybe it's one or the other.
Oh, so it's gone from bad to worse. It's drive-through, get the pit stop wrong, then serve the drive-through and get that wrong, get a stop-go 30-second penalty. Like, oh dear,
catastrophic for Mav, unfortunately.
He's going to be behind Petty Jelinek. Petty Jelinek's up to 23rd in the Jaguar. I was thinking Jelinek was right at the back still in the Jag. Oh, and he's got Southall right behind him to lap him. Jelinek, very experienced driver. Yeah, he just deliberately takes that corner wide. That is the best way. That's everybody
how you let people through. Yeah.
That's how you let people through.
Yeah.
You don't lose any time yourself. You just go a bit wide on a corner.
You might lose a tenth or two.
Yeah, the driver behind doesn't have to work out what you're doing. It's just... So, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
That's how I'll let people through most of the time. I'd rather not let off on a straight because you'll lose more time doing that than just going purposely wide in a corner.
Yeah, because you lose time slowing down, but you lose time trying to make up the ground you can't make up that time you've lost because you're slower.
Yep.
In a corner, it's quick and it's over and it's done with. Classic. Are we allowed to? It's such a grey spot, isn't it? Because tobacco companies can't advertise, but...
That's a good point. It's like a legacy livery, though.
Look away! Look away!
Yeah. Don't smoke,
avert their eyes, children. It is a lovely livery, yeah. Stevie B is
it's a legacy one, though, isn't it? It's an old school.
You say that.
Is it still a thing now?
Well, I was going to say, at like a historic Grand Prix or Goodwood or something, the Lotus 79 had to have the John Player Special decals removed.
Oh, right.
Even though it's legacy and they still removed it. And Vettel took Mansell's car out for a spin, but they removed the Camel sponsorship.
Oh, right.
I mean, they did replace it with that biofuel company, like, what was it, like Race Sustainably Tomorrow or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's strange. I grew up with, Senna's car saying Marlboro and Camel and everything, but I've never smoked. Never even tried one. And I've had all the tobacco shoved in my face. It's just never made me want to do it. I appreciate their branding looks cool. It made for some unforgettable cars, but
that must be...
never.
Sorry, I was just going to say that must be Mav coming out now. He's unfortunately fallen right to the back after that.
Yeah, just make sure he hasn't picked up another penalty. But
yeah. He's okay.
So Richard Wolff and Mav Gardner, I think they'll get 130-second penalties after the race.
That's what it is, yeah. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. No, we don't. And he's okay.
That's another classic livery, though, isn't it?
What, this one?
Yeah.
Remnant Racing.
We recognise the livery, though, don't you?
I don't think I do.
Mazda 787B?
Oh, yes.
787? 878? 787B, yeah.
Yeah, 787.
Yeah, it's that Mazda. The one that with
that sounds amazing.
With the Wankel engine.
being chased down by Tuck Gibson here. This is for 5th in class. Yeah, it's for 5th in class. Hearn has now got a sizable lead. He's got seven pro cars between him and the 2nd place in silver.
Yeah, quick maths. He must have at least 20 seconds on Browers at the moment.
Yep. I would say that quick math is pretty good.
Hearn is flying. Stevie B is right. Daniel Hearn is absolutely flying, and he looks like he's got the win in class in the bag. And he's really hounding Leighton Austin. He's gonna get past Leighton Austin.
Yeah.
Now, what would
really
you
close.
rather have? Would you rather be in in the pro class and maybe struggling a bit, or would you rather be at the top of a lower class?
I don't know. It must feel good to, be in the lead as much as Mr. Hearn is right now. So I think I'd rather, be chasing down the pros, feeling good about myself, than sort of not slacking, but just struggling a little bit. I think. I think Austin's got pace. I think just the level of quality of driver that we have, the top sort of 10. Everyone's got so much pace. I don't think I'll be able to keep up.
Yeah, and obviously the top 10's not quite as it normally would be because we're all jumbled up again from the start of the race. So we haven't got Jonathan Seville up there.
That's a good point.
We haven't got Hagel up there. Tuck Gibson would be much further up, but he's been spun around quite a few times by a certain go for the gap car.
Speaking of Tuck Gibson, currently making an overtake.
If you want motorsport prints, etsy.com/shop/go for the gap. You can get money off with a code. I'm sure it's like oNiD Racing 10. I think you get 10% off. And I do GT prints and Formula prints, so head over there. They make great gifts, and I do private commissions as well. Business has been slow, so
got to get the advertisement out there. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Nobody else is gonna toot my horn for me, so and it needs tooting. Alex parking with Derek Stagg right behind him. Yeah.
Who looks a lot cleaner now, so I'm assuming he's had his damage repaired.
Be interesting to see what sort of fight Richard Wolff puts up, because he's kind of in a strange, they'll feel like, well, you're not really there. You've got a 130-second penalty applied to you. We know you do.
Yeah.
We just want to get past you because you're not really part of this race now, I suppose. Not in their race, because Richard Wolff is...
Wolff and Gardner are effectively...
last. I thought he ran... Is he running wide deliberately? Or did he just take that corner wide? I think he just took that corner wide.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to let them go because
I think he is letting them go here.
I think, yeah.
He must be, surely.
Yeah, there's no fight there. And they're all in the same class as well, so he wouldn't have let them go that easily.
I think he understands that he's messed up.
Yeah, he's just... it's a shame.
I mean, it's good, though. It's showing good sportsmanship from him to continue the race and finish, despite, it'd be easy to just pull into the pits and just end your race, because you're effectively last.
Yeah, and you can have a strop and a half.
Yeah, there is a good gap, though, thinking about it. Looking at the times, I mean, 1:30 would put him last with Mav Gardner, but if he climbed up a little bit more, put more of a gap between him and a few guys behind him, could scrape not last, #not last,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because there's, Hunderheg is 3 laps down.
Yeah, you've got Anderson down there as well.
I think he could be in 30th at least.
Yeah.
Which will definitely be the lowest result he'll have in the season. Richard will otherwise be generally 15th or higher, I think. He will be a driver to be challenging. Oh, we've got James Suckling there. Didn't know he was running the livery's not loaded, and he hasn't. Yeah, he's just got the carbon fibre on the show.
I don't know why it's not loaded. The few liveries it hasn't. It's loaded quite a few, but just not a select few, which is a bit strange.
So he's got Jongen right behind him. They don't seem to be battling. I mean, I wonder if they're just going to try and help each other to catch Mansi ahead, because if they fight amongst each other, they're going to slow each other down.
Yeah, I
It
think
might
that's
be
what.
wise of them to just both work together and catch Mansi.
I think work together for now, and then once it gets to sort of a few laps remaining, then Jongen might start to look to make
Yeah.
some moves to get past.
Right now, it's for, work together for the greater good.
They're very well matched on pace.
Just noticed ACC. It can fill the crowds as much as it likes, and it still chooses to not make it a sellout crowd. Like, look at the
Oh
seats.
yeah,
You're like, really?
why not just fill it? Yeah.
You could just fill them up, but no. Oh, and all the people are looking at us now. 2D people that just look at the camera.
It's very close.
Oh,
A
we've only
nice
got
bit of
27 people watching now. What's happening?
Slipstream coming down here. I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's. I mean, they're quite equally matched, aren't they? And there
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be much of a slipstream effect.
Yeah. Interesting.
So look at the different lines they take. James Suckling moves over to really open out the corner as much as he can and using all of the AstroTurf, whereas Jongen was just happy to stay on the tarmac.
That was very different lines there.
Yeah, I don't like using the AstroTurf on the curbs because I always worry that sort of vibrating over the curbs is less effective for braking.
Yep. No. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Totally agree with that.
And rather than trying to carry speed through a corner like a Formula One car, GT cars have strong brakes, so you might as well just brake later and harder.
Yeah.
It's, I was told round Druids, rather than trying to round the corner out, just dive for the apex and slam on the brake as hard as you can. And that's quicker. It's so weird.
That makes sense. Jongen is literally 2/10 behind.
Yeah, he's really
Very close.
glued to the back of that car. I'm trying to eat Belgian waffle and commentate.
Good effort.
Yeah, it was a quality find from Waitrose.
There's a big bunch
Ooh,
of
got a
cars
bit
here.
bit of a gaggle.
Oh, parking taking a bit too much curb there.
Oh yeah, he's a little bit woo, a little bit way. And Leighton Austin would like to get past, and he's got Hearn breathing down his neck still.
Hearn, yeah,
Hearn-
really battling with these guys towards the front.
Hearn doesn't look like he's making too much effort to overtake at the moment, does he? He hasn't gone for any sort of late break diving overtake, but they both will want to clear the lapped car of Alex Parkin, who is really slower. But he's not moving over. Is he? Is that, yeah? Oh, he's done it now. Just as I said, he's not moving over. He moves over.
Yeah,
And
so
Hearn
parking
just
down.
follows on through.
Parking down in 27th. Yeah, not the best race for parking. I think maybe he was involved in that bad crash at the start. He
Yeah.
had that damage earlier, but yeah. I think that's really shaken up the order really, because this isn't really what I would expect. I'd expect parking to be up near the front of the Silvers.
Have you seen his team name?
Yes. Is that? I don't think it's loaded properly, to be honest, because I'm sure it has vans on it. I think I've seen a screenshot of it somewhere else.
So it's got the Audi logo, but not the rest of the livery.
So yeah, where the white area is, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there's separate files for the decals
Yeah.
and the sponsors.
Hmm.
So it's loaded in the sponsors and not.
I'll have to check out the tool for next time. But yeah, I don't know why it's not done it properly. It's done it correctly for some people, but not for everyone.
Back with Leighton
I was going
Austin.
to say, sorry, just check in with the front. Southall's now got a decent, I mean, it's 9-second gap. He seems to be fairly comfortable in his first place there. Watson was behind him. He was nice and close, but yeah. Now,
He's been absolutely untroubled, hasn't he?
yeah.
Southall,
8.5 seconds.
This could be a pole to flag win, and he's been absolutely in control of it the entire way. And like, he's put back markers between himself and Watson now. Watson coming up on, was that the AMG of
Looks
of
like one of the
Handy. Is it
remnant
Handy? I think it's
racing.
Handy.
Let's have a look. There were two of them, wasn't there? It's either A Gardner. Nope, that's him behind. So yeah, it was Handy. But yeah, then there's a nice sizable gap between Watson and Beeston as well, about 15 seconds there. So
Oh, Beeson's, yeah, he's just cleared Ben Brown by the looks of it, and now he's coming up behind an NSX with very Porsche brand colours.
is that the West livery? It's the NSX.
Don't think it's West.
This is. Oh yeah. Oh no, it's not.
Is
Sorry.
No,
Slow-mo
just the
racing.
sort of red, white, and black. Yeah, just put me in mind of Porsche branding. And
Quite like it.
Underhead moves over. Yep. All but the speed of that Honda is making it a bit difficult for the 911 to get by.
Yeah, it is a fast car in a straight line. So back in with Suckling, who's still got Jongen right behind him.
I had someone move over, let me pass, and then ran into the back of me when I braked for the corner coming up. It was a very Jos Verstappen move. She did Montoya. You'll have to talk. I've got Belgian waffle in my mouth.
Sorry, I was going to say, we've got, got Chris Martin here, who's being very closely followed by Marcus Hagel. Marcus Hagel was having quite a good race. I think he might have got involved in some of the carnage early on, but
Oh, who didn't?
Hagel was being closely followed by Johnny Seville, but Johnny Seville seems to still be in 14th, whereas Marcus Hagel's made up quite a few places here.
Yeah, Seville. Yeah, he's a few seconds behind McLeod. He's not sort of close behind, so
Seems to be just having a bit of a.
Could he be still
chill
carrying
race.
a bit of? Yeah, could he still be carrying a bit of damage?
His last lap was a 1:45.3, so
Ooh.
definitely not running as fast as some of the other guys are at the moment. So maybe it's damage. Not sure, but
Yeah, I have a feeling this will be his drop round as well.
yeah, quite possibly.
Certainly not the case for Luke Southall, though, who has not put a foot wrong in the 55 minutes of this race so far. 5 to go. And he's now got a 9.5 second to Jordan Watson, who is in the Ferrari.
I mean, Luke at the moment is running in the 43s. He's doing high 43s. Everyone else is doing sort of the fastest lap other than that is a mid 44. So Southall really flying still, even this long into the race. And less than 5 minutes remaining, and he's still,
Yeah, he hasn't backed off. He hasn't sort of relaxed. He's still pushing hard because, well, once you're in a rhythm, you might as well keep doing it. Sometimes if you slow down to relax deliberately, then you're out of rhythm, and it can be easy to make a mistake. As one of the supersonic racing cars lets Luke go very nicely there. Was that Leighton Austin?
I think it was Leon.
Ah, yeah, it would be Leon, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, well done.
Leon, I was going to say currently running last. He's not. We've got Hunter Heeg and Gardner right at the back, but so mixing it up with some of the silvers at the moment. Hopefully, might have a better performance this next week, or Leon's not a name that I recognise, so
no,
unsure
same.
Unsure
Newcomer.
on the pace. Yeah. Hopefully, he's had a decent race today, as far as like not getting involved in too many incidents and stuff. So hopefully, he sticks around. He is one of the SSR boys, and they've got quite a few people here. I can see the oNiD logo on his bonnet.
I think, yeah, a lot of the drivers. Next week, we are at Watkins Glen for a 90-minute race on Sunday, August the 7th. Same time, we'll sort of start at about 7 o'clock. Racing will start at about 8 o'clock. But, yeah, a lot of drivers, they'll probably be... They can't wait to get to Watkins Glen, as Barcelona is probably already a write-off for them. And Hearn it feels like he's even closer to the back of Austin, but I guess there's no wall, and Austin moves over. Is he trying to break the toe, or did he just get unsettled at that out the edge of that corner, because there's no point fighting each other, because you're only fighting for honor.
Classes,
Yeah, you're only fighting for honor, but whether you're finishing 8th or 9th, I can get why somebody would want to fight for 10th, because you might want bragging rights of being in the top 10. I can see why you'd fight for a top 3 for being on the overall podium, but fighting for 8th and 9th, there's nothing inherently
No.
special about that, and there's going to be 0 points difference for them two.
Yeah.
But the more they
by Chris Martin.
I was going to say, oh no, it's it's a Porsche 9. Oh, I'm looking at a lapped car. I was looking at a lapped car.
So Chris Martin's about 7 seconds back. So there's a good gap back to him. So
yeah, and there's only there's less than 2 minutes to go, and Chris Martin, he just lost out to Hagel.
Yeah, Hagel.
He's trying to keep side by side, but I think Hagel's got the move done. He's going to try and run him wide. Chris Martin tries to get the switcheroo, but gets a bit unsettled, and Hagel has taken that place. Very nicely done. He's just got to hold it for a minute and a half, 2 minutes longer. However, when the last lap starts, Southall still with the fastest lap of the race. Nobody's really come close to him. He's in a league of his own at the moment. 33 laps. Basically led them all, apart from when coming out of the pits and all of that. But we can pretty much say he's led from pole to flag. Chris Martin, is that somebody?
That looks like
Alex Parkin.
Yeah.
So we've got the 3 Audis now parking, just slightly getting in Hagel's way, and this is really falling. Oh no! And Chris Martin. I don't think I think Alex Parkin must have backed off the gas a bit to let them through, and Chris Martin was going to try and slipstream down the straight and didn't realise he was going to basically come off the accelerator. And when you're going at those speeds, when you just come off the accelerator, it feels like the person ahead of you just braked.
Yes, totally agree. I think that's what happened there. I think Parkin just let off a little bit, or didn't have enough corner exit speed, and Chris Martin's kind of underestimated that and tapped him. Thankfully, not too bad.
No, that's worked out for Hagel. And we should probably check on Southall, because the race is going to come to an end in a minute, and that's Koifel. So he's going to say this
final lap now.
So he's starting the final lap. It looked like Koifel made a move there on Chris Martin.
Still battling.
They're side by side. And Chris Martin's thinking, I've just lost one position right here on the last lap. I don't want to lose another one. He's already pushed out the top 10. Hagel is in 10th place. Hearn is in 9th and going to be the winner of silver, it looks like. As they come round turn 9, you can tell that when I'm speaking slowly like that, it's me getting the map of the track up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Koifel just outbrakes himself a little bit. He kept it on the track. I don't think he's going to get switched back, and I think Chris Martin's going to hold on, but they've got one more lap to do, because if we head back to Southall, who can't be too far behind these guys. Here he is. He's just going through turns 7 and 8. He is on the final lap. It will be 35 laps completed. Number 103 for Delta Sport Racing. Luke Southall. Masterclass. He's just got 5 odd corners to go now. Less than a mile to go. Turn 11, turn 12. I don't remember the last time I've seen a Bentley win in the oNiD Racing Series, actually.
It's been a while.
Especially in the pro class, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a comfy car that Silvers and Ams and rookies go for, but what a performance this has been, hasn't it, Dave?
Yep.
Luke comes around the final corner. He'll see the checkered flag. There it is. He takes the victory in. He doesn't even move over to the pit lane to do that sort of celebratory thing we all do. It's quite understated and unremarkable, but sort of, yeah, I won. That's what you wanted me to do, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's my job. And Jordan Watson comes across the line to take 2nd place in the Ferrari. 3rd place looks like it's going to be Dylan Beeson, who he's
being followed by both remnant.
Yeah, he's followed by the remnant Mercs. Yeah, that'd make a nice picture, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Dixon.
Crash going on there.
Oh, was there? Oh, was that involving Ben Brown again?
No, it was just the 2 Mercs. I think they were messing about.
I see. They need to be careful because people are still race. Well, people could be racing each other across the line. They need to do that further up at maybe
So
turn 1,
Hearn
maybe.
still on the back of Austin.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's very comfortable just to sit behind somebody because
yeah.
they could make a mistake. Oh, I've set my Siri off again. And Daniel Hearn for what's his team's name?
The Jaggy Winnets.
Oh,
Winnets.
okay.
Winnets, sorry, not Winnets. Winnets.
Jaggy Winnets. And he is the winner of silver class. An absolutely dominant performance. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here's some of the what we expected.
This is
Second place.
second place.
Still working his way around
Who's
corners 13
being
and
followed
14.
by Matt Holman right into the last corner.
Yeah, Matt Holman absolutely wants that silver, that second position, but it looks like Browers is going to just about hold him off. Although he could get a run to the flag.
Holman.
This is going to be tight.
Oh, it's very tight. Oh, I think, yeah.
But Browers has held
taken
on.
it. Yeah.
And Holman, 0.07 of a second behind, has to settle for third in silver class, with Leon just behind them in silver, and Handy in fourth in silver class. Well, Dave, how would you sum that race up?
Bit chaotic, to be honest. It was interesting to see the whole order kind of messed up, really. I think the top guys. I'm just looking on my screen here. Oh, people have disconnected. That's why I was getting a bit confused there. Yeah, I think the guys right at the top, the people that have avoided the carnage, I think got away and just had their settled into their rhythm and just got through the race nice and cleanly. But some of the guys at the back, I think, would have had to absolutely sweat to.
I think they were probably already thinking about round 2.
Yeah, totally agree. Oh, we can hear a barking dog.
I can hear a dog. That
yeah, let me mute my mic for a sec.
To quote the guy from The Mandalorian, I would like to see the baby. Show me the dog. Tell me about the dog. Whose dog are we hearing?
It's my neighbour's dog.
Oh.
It's more of a pain than anything else. But
I
don't mind about it too much. It'd be funny. I wouldn't mind as long as my cats were on their fence, like taunting the dog. But it's not even that. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So that has been
looking at any cars.
round. That has been.
Yeah.
That has been round 1 of the oNiD Racing GT3 World Tour Split 1, sponsored by Go for the Gap. Luke Southall was your winner. And the driver's table has just scrolled down as I wanted to read it. Luke Southall was your winner, with Jordan Watson in second place and Dylan Beeson taking third. Hearn takes the win for silver, with Browers in second and Matt Holman rounding off the silver podium. Well, yeah. I suppose we better wrap things up. I don't know if we can get any of the drivers into the comms room. That would be if we can, but if they've just gone offline already, or if they're usually what the drivers will do is they'll start going through the replays and go, look what happened to me, look what so did, look what, and they'll start comparing their replays and their crashes, and especially that first lap tie up, they'll be compare. I can see they're already doing that in the admin channel. Yes, they've got their they're already doing that. So it just leaves it to me to say I've been Cammy Sturch. Dave has been Dave Shaletsky. Say good night, Dave.
Good night, everyone.
Good night from me and from oNiD Racing. Thank you for joining us, and you can join us next week, same time, Sunday, same Twitch channel, twitch.tv/oNiD Racing for round 2 at, where did I say it was? I said it was at Watkins Glen for the 90-minute race. And I think we're covering split. We maybe covering split 2 that time. I'm not sure, but we'll keep you posted on Twitter at oNiD Racing. Thank you and good night.